Hello boys and girls. Another update, or down date, depending on what it is. Everything's rolling smoothly as long as it doesn't roll very far or very fast. I spent a couple hours today, which is to me a couple days, but it's actually just a couple hours, goobing with changing over this 302 from where the Windsor was. And my idea was to put the Windsor stuff that I needed, like Windsor stuff, over on the 302. And I had some snafus. As you know, there's an interchangeability problem with every make and model and whatever, not just Ford, but General Motors, who was that? Dodge, and even AMC and International. Pretty much they stayed to their own, and the stuff that they added there was all pretty standard anyway. They used parts from Chevrolet, the good parts. They used a few good parts off the Ford designs, and they built the best vehicle they could, and they kept going for a long time. So Studebaker and everybody used to do that all anyway. And before they start developing their own stuff, we know this, but I've got the oil pan, the oil pump and everything figured out. This oil pump that I bought from Melling has a different configuration from here to here, and also the oil pump drive is massive. It's that big for a 351 Windsor, and for a small block Ford it's lesser than that, which I guess I knew, but I didn't know. There's lots of stuff that I'm relearning, and hopefully this will be the last time I have to learn, because I'm tired of learning. There. Big old yellow jacket looking thing, that big around. Had a little, what's that riding you? Oh, it's just a frog. But anyway, let me show you what I've done today. Besides getting the oil pan, the oil pump and stuff straightened out, it's got that ugly chrome oil pan, which I don't like this chrome stuff, and straighten that out some. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to have to sit down because my get-along's gone. I got the loop accessories out of the crankshaft, and this is 302-ish, I guess. No, that's Windsor-ish. So it probably won't work either. But I don't know if you can see. Wonder if I can show you. Oops, excuse me. Show you. The Windsor had a one-piece rear main seal, which I very much like. This has got the old two-piece, which I very much don't like. And you can throw a frog through the end of that. Look at that. That ain't gonna fly down the road, is it? Bad oil pan, bad. It's everywhere else. It even clears that one. It's got where the old oil pump pickup had a stud on the end of one of the main bearings. By the way, main bearings are all torqued, rod bearings are all torqued. Everything's greased and lubed and screwed and everything. So I had this out ready. This and some stuff to capture the twigs from me hacks on it, and some magnets and stuff that you use. But for some reason this pan cleared it, and I put some grease on the little stud up past 1/4 of an inch and crammed this back on it, and it still cleared it, so I didn't cut it off. So the next oil pan I get, the correct oil pan I get, will probably touch it like I remember. So I'll have to re-lick that cap over And it'll be a new ball game just because of this here. The front fits good, everything fits good, and that's the name of that tune. So that hit me in the elbow pretty hard after doing this stuff. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Of course, I'm fighting these pregnant zone pills and everything else, but it's just a thing. So that's going to have to come off. I know where an oil pan is. That might work, but it's on a 63 Fairlane, and it's sitting under a couple cross members on top of on the bottom of an engine, sitting inside a 351 and inside a Fairlane. So, boy, I'm going to have every car and every truck and every boat and airplane took apart just to get this frazzling Mustang put together. And I'm getting tired of it. But it just may be me. So that's the thing right there. That knocked that budger in the head. Let's go out here and see what's going asunder. I'm watching Alain Yakov put together his TR6. I don't know if you can see this. But I've got some questions to ask anybody that knows TR6s, which is Chef Tush and him and pretty much everybody but me, is when you get it ready and you hang your headlight buckets on this thing, they sit below the arches of the hood and the fender. They just kind of, like they just slid down the face of the car. Now, they match up perfectly well in here. I mean, the headlight fits this hole really good. But as far as up here, it just hangs down. Yeah, it looks like it hangs down 2 inches. And it looks really goofy to me. But if anybody has an idea why they did that, let me know. Because that's probably the worst thing. That and the taillights that look like a Mercedes is the 2 things that are wrong with this design of a Triumph. Of course, I am partial to my Herald. And don't look it because we're out here looking at this and Harold's in there going, patting its foot. But, you know, you get excited about the new car and that lasts for about, I don't know, 2 months. And then your excitement dies, and then before you know it, you got another car, a different car coming in here. But if anybody knows about the drooped eye thing, that's kind of bothersome. And I'm just a kind of an idiot to put the headlight back to where it's supposed to be. It'll be mine, by the way. So, oh, look at that. I wished I had some more signal red to put on that Mustang. It would be signal red. Heck with that other goober stuff. I don't know what you're looking at, but I'm sure it's an idiot. There you are. I had a share here. I'll tell you one tire story. And I enjoyed reading and watching about a garage preacher's tire story. I've still got some of this. Come here, you! Back when I worked for the state of Arkansas, I would order stuff, and I would order more than I needed, and they would sponsor me and send me some free samples. So the state didn't know how to put the free samples in the inventory, so they said use it up and get rid of it. So this tire sealer conditioner stuff is really good stuff. It's thicker than hog liver, does not freeze in cold weather. It's harmful for your skin, harmful if you inhale it. It's harmful if you get it in your eyes. Your skin melts. And everything else. Well, I got to order, whenever I took over the department, I got to order what I wanted as far as vehicles, and I got to order a whole bunch. Mosquitoes! You're harmful. Pardon me. And I ordered the cars and the trucks and stuff, and it come to time for me to order a trash truck, because the place where I worked at, the compound had I think it's like 50 different cottages where these folks lived, the developmentally and mentally disabled. They had great cottages to live in, and they all went to school, and we loved them, or I did, and they loved me back. And anyway, I got to buy whatever we needed, and we needed a new trash truck, and I ordered a compactor, because all we had before was a box truck. It was a 1-ton Chevrolet box truck, and had I think it was like a 94, 95. Not the best Chevrolet they ever made, as far as that is. I had trouble keeping the doors on them, and it had, I put one engine in it, and a big block, which is what I like, but the person before me, I don't think they changed oil in it or nothing. And I kept it up, and it finally got I'm good. It finally got to where it wouldn't hold its oil and stuff. So there's only so much you can do. So I ordered a block crate engine from Mr. Goodwinch, and man, it was beautiful, and it run good. The two things I found out about that was the idler arms would fall off of it every 30 days or 10 days. Idler arms were really bad, and most all the steering stuff was just screwed with just screws up into the frame. They didn't have any nuts on it or nothing, just holes screwed up in there with some coarse thread bolts. That wasn't very good for a 1-ton. And the doors would fall off. The door hinges would come apart. The front of the doors was real thin. They didn't put any plates or something in it. It would tear the door body apart, and then it would fall down and stuff. But what caused a lot of this stuff, it wouldn't have bothered lots of other people that was use these trucks, but we were hauling our trash way out in the country into a dump. Not a refuse place, but a dump. And you had to climb over stuff, huge stuff, and back up to stuff, and back and ram stuff with this poor truck. And that, I'm sure, contributed to a lot of this truck's failures. But I was going to do better. I ordered me a heavy duty frame, turbo diesel Chevrolet, 6-cylinder turbo diesel. It was under the Chevrolet banner, and it had a compactor on the back. It was just like a regular garbage truck, only it was a miniature kind that to go under the awnings. We only had like 15-foot awnings at this place. And the dual wheels and all this other stuff. This is going to be a long one, isn't it? I'm getting better, I swear. Excuse me. Of course, coughing into this is probably not very hypocypical. And when we got this, went to the Chevrolet place, and that's when Chevrolets were being taken over by Isuzus. Of course, they've been lots of Japanese companies since 1984, which has helped them, I have to say. As I guess Dodge has been Italian and Ford's mostly Mexican. And this all by way out. Anyway, they started treating this, when I picked up the truck, me and Gary Hazel, which was the designated technician of refuse, it turned out to be an Isuzu. Cute little thing, cab over, wonderful, dual wheels on the back. And they promised us at the dump that they were going to let us unload into a big huge building where they did all the recycling. Well, when they started getting, 500 pounds of dirty adult diapers and some other stuff that they didn't like, they shoved us back into the roly-poly, excuse me, horrible places with this brand new truck. And the one thing that the truck would always have is flats. Brand new tires. I'd put the biggest, by golly, I'd get the heaviest truck tires I could get. And I'd still have to change them out at least every 2 or 3 weeks. It would get at least 3 tires out of 6. So I got tired of it and ordered a bunch of this. And I pumped them suckers so full of that it wasn't hardly enough room for air. But they stayed up until it come time to service the 6-cylinder, and they wanted to see it back at the dealership, which was in Little Rock, and we're quite a ways away where we were. So here we go, me and Gary Hazel, down the highway, 60 and 70 and 80, however fast the old truck would go. And I was a chase truck behind him in my truck, in my service truck, which I had a really nice, it's a 95 Chevrolet pickup, long wheelbase, V6. The door's falling off a bit too, but it was a great truck. It was so good of a truck that when I could, I found me in a truck like that, and I bought it for my own self. Of course, then the engine locked up in it, but it wasn't the truck's fault. Nobody changed oil in it. But it was a great truck. I think that truck's still there now. Anyway, here we are de-doling down the highway. Now, the closer you get to Little Rock, the fancier the cars get. We'll go from here, which is pulpwood trucks, log trucks, stuff like that. And then you get on the highway and you get your minivans and your regular pickups and stuff like that. And then when you get close to Little Rock, you get accosted by these Mercedeses and Cadillacs and Lincolnacs, Navigators and Alligators and stuff, and these cute little BMWs that just love to bzz, 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 bzz. And with these girls with their hair, hair all swooped up behind them like they've been into a wrestling match with a boa constrictor or something, because it's whipped up like this and it's whipped up on the back. And we were dodging these people, trying to get out of the way, and all of a sudden, zipping around me and then crossing traffic and getting up there beside Gary Hazel in the trash truck was a beautiful, beautiful Mercedes. It was one of them that the top comes off electrically and goes in the trunk like the 57s and Fords they had. One of them jointed here, but it had all the lights, all the top was up and everything. It was beautiful. And she let me see her pretty well when she went by me, because she was making sure that she had given me that I was #1. She had her hand up said that I was #1 for some reason. And by the time she got around Gary Hazel in the trash truck, and the tire's going like this, boobity, 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 that right rear tire had commenced to having a puppy. And it blew. And I swear with my hand in the air, my greasy arm, that it had dual wheels on the back. I swear I seen daylight under both duals when it blew, because it boomed the truck up in the air. I sound like an old man now. It's been blown up in the air. And it covered that beautiful black Mercedes with this yellow goop, which by then had turned green inside the tire. It covered the windshield, it covered the grill, it covered the side glass, it covered the back end, it covered everything. And there she was waddling down the highway on the side of the road. She wasn't hurt, and the tire didn't touch her car, but it instantly turned from black to green, kind of a yellowish green. And just the side of that trash truck, the back end of it popping up on its side like that, and just on this little fancy car. I'll never forget that. That was some fun times. But I saw this jug under there, and that tickled me for a while. And maybe you'll think it's pretty funny. It's not the funniest thing that happened with me and Gary Hazel, but it's got to be ranking up there pretty close. So I miss that place, and I don't know if it misses me, but that was a wonderful place. I love that place. I fit in good. I could do good. I thought I could do good and make a difference. I thought I was, and they seemed to like me. And then all this other stuff happened, so God bless them, and that's it. Oh, that's my tire story again. Yay! Oh, by the way, when you run over a possum, sometimes a possum's got more teeth than any other land animal. And they're just like, they're like hair almost. They're very, when you run over a possum, I bet any kind of animal with a mouth, they can blow your tire out, because I had to fix Scott Lovelady's mother-in-law's tire. It had, the only thing wrong with it, it had a tooth in it. So I dug that tooth out and I said, "Here, Scott." And he said, "What's that?" I said, "That's a possum's tooth." And he went inside and she said, "Yeah, I run over a dead possum the other day." And so we fixed her tire, and I got a possum story out of it. Okay. Put that over there. I'm going to quit coughing. I'm going to quit coughing. And I'm going to say to y'all, hope you have a wonderful night. And I hope all your oil pans fit. And everything else. So anyway, love one another when you're supposed to, and think of something funny to tell me. Like everything else, my computer that I had fixed on the roof, it lasted about 3 months, and now I was all night long trying to see half of y'all's videos, or just half of your videos. So all I got left is my phone, again, some more. And boy, I've been watering all over. I bet I've got a tick on every spot of me. That's all right. If they can stand it, I can stand it. So anyway, I'm going to do my best. And thank you for making these videos for me. Right now, Aline Yakov is building a TR6, which I'm learning now. I didn't get to see Chef Tush build his, but I found out where his photo bucket was, and I got both feet in it. I'm looking and watching his pictures. So that's helping me too. That is, if I get to put my TR6 together. So it takes a little bit of everybody, and when I'm involved, it takes a little bit of it takes a lot of everybody. So that's the way it rolls here. I'm gonna go in and take a shower, and I've got a big knife. I'm going to scrape off the first 1/4 inch of skin off me and throw it down the sink, and I'll be good to go tomorrow. That's how you do it. Okay, all right, I love y'all. Bye. Oh, there it is.